ready to go. All right, so the music is going to stop. Welcome, everyone, to the Semi-Pro Cup Series at Next Level Dota with Nex and Rankshis.
Hi, Rankshis.
The call to arms has begun. The heroes are being chosen, and Shadow Shaman is the first pick.
Can you decide on something better than that yet?
Nope, that's what it's going to be. The call to arms has begun.
All right. Shadow Shaman first pick, not super weird. Like, you see a lot of it. Support hero with good push to it. Needs some levels, but, you know, you can try to compensate for that. Immediate Centaur into Skywrath. Skywrath pretty popular, but Centaur, that's different. You know, ever since they hurt the mana cost on Hoof Stomp, it hasn't been as popular as it was before, but apparently GSQ still favors it, so we'll see how it works out for him.
Yeah. Let's see who hasn't been. Like, Tidehunter's made it through, and hasn't been picked yet. I could see. Wow, boom! They called it. Everybody.
I was about to say, like, Dire's not going to pick it. They already have a Centaur, so if anybody, the Radiant could pick it up right here or have it get banned. And sure enough, the pickup of the Watermelon.
Yep, the Watermelon's been chosen. So I actually have the team names now. It is Team Opa versus GSQ. I don't know what GSQ stands for, but we don't need to know. GSQ. So this is like a challenge for us, Rankshis, because we got to actually call out the team names this time.
Gamer Squad Quarantine.
Good, super qualified for this tournament.
Yep. Yep.
All of the above.
Panda ban, not super different. Wraith King ban, also not super different. Pretty solid. And who likes playing against Tinker?
So true.
Right? And Viper, pretty legit bans. Razor pickup though. Boo Razor. I'm just kidding, everybody. Razor legit hero. It's hard to like beat a Razor middle, so there's a lot to be said for that. You know, like if it's hard to beat, like why wouldn't you pick it? Why wouldn't you lane it and just hope that that does well enough to like snowball you into the mid game,
especially if it
late
makes
game.
It into the second phase like this. You certainly need to pick it up. It's
for real.
So strong. Like I was actually just reading a thread today on Reddit where they were just like, hey, say the mid you like to play and then what counters it, and then it's just like Razor constantly. Like nothing beats Razor that much, and just is so solid. I just like in a game that I was practicing Spectate, you just get a mech in like 9 minutes, and like it's just so good. You have to group up if you're gonna you want a mech like that if you're gonna push, but then you also have to group up. So that's like part of the gameplay that goes along with it. Mech is only super useful if you have 2 or 3 people with you.
Yeah. But I mean, they have a Centaur and they have a Skywrath. Like they definitely have people that would like grouping up early so far. So definitely not a bad choice. And if you want to stop Shadow Shaman from pushing towers, you definitely want to group up and like try to take towers of your own. Make him either miss tower defenses or have to waste his word somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just making sure the stream's audio is working, because it is. Cool. Just I cover my bases. Everything's good.
I just remembered something.
What's that?
Enable open mic.
Ah, Dota TV. Truth. Good call. That was good.
Yeah, I just thought about it. Ember Spirit pickup. I don't think Ember Spirit's exceptionally good against Razor if they're gonna send this Ember Spirit middle. Like Ember Spirit's still like a pretty good hero, other than the fact that it's really easy for a Skywrath mage to silence an Ember Spirit, and Razor could probably do really well against Ember Spirit, and I guess Centaur's like okay, but not phenomenal against Ember Spirit. It wouldn't be hard to land a Hoof Stomp, and you could burn through his Magic Shield or his Flame Guard really easy.
Yeah, that's you. Come on, you play a lot of Ember Spirit. You got to be scared against a Centaur and a Skywrath like that.
I wouldn't particularly want to play Ember against this team if we were saying all pick and these guys all insta-lock these heroes. It'd be like maybe not Ember this game.
Yeah, and if they get anything more, like if they get any Orchid on their team, it's going to be so rough. And as an Ember, you really don't want to build a BKB or a Lincolns. I know you build Lincolns a good amount of times whenever there's something that
like.
But
it's just one of those things, like it's so hard to not build a BKB or a Lincolns on Ember. Most of the time, like, BKB turns out to be way better, but it's so far he could, like, build the Lincolns and just rely on, like, Tidehunter and his remnants to, like, break Link. Although it'd be really easy to just Arcane Bolt and then Ancient Seal.
Yeah.
So That'd be a little difficult. I don't know. BKB. He'll probably have to BKB.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's so rough because BKB just for those little engagements, like it'll dwindle down, and now you only have such a short duration on your BKB. And Lincoln's is going to pop at least like the big move, like the Ancient Seal, but it's not going to prevent Hoof Stomp, and it's not going to prevent any scythes or orchids that come out from the Dire team.
Yeah.
GSQ Team Opa.
Rubik. I think Rubik's like awesome in this meta, and you don't see him get picked up that much. But look at the other team: Shadow Shaman, Tidehunter, even Ember Spirit. Like if you can get Flame Remnants on Rubik, like all of a sudden you have a way to like move around on Rubik. That's really cool. At the very least, you couldn't escape a team fight or something.
I didn't actually know the interaction so much on that. So you do get the teleport ability from it, and you do like get charges of Fire Remnants.
Yeah, I don't know if you start with full remnants.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I don't know that, but you might like if you might get one or two, or maybe you have how many Ember Spirit has. I don't actually know. I don't think I've seen this interaction before.
Yep. But Morphling, that's an interesting pick. So the stuns coming out from the Dire team, like the Centaur initiations on Hoof Stomp, he's going to be able to morph strength through that. But Skywrath Mage is going to be able to silence him up instantly. And so until the Lincoln's comes up, he's going to have to worry about some things, especially with the Rubik lift as well, which is instant.
Morphling could be okay against Razor if they're sending the Morphling mid, but again, Rubik like would love to get morphed, by the way, and just strength gain a Rubik. Like it's so nice.
That's true. Yeah, and Lifestealer being the last pick coming out from the Dire team. The teams are complete. Disruptor alarm goes off. Woo woo woo! My favorite hero is Disruptor.
You don't even have your alarm ready yet.
Dude, I know. I need to push. I'm going to try to get a button that just like puts explosions and fireworks on the screen when Disruptor gets played. I've played 600 Disruptor games to my career, for everyone who's wondering. And yeah, I love Disruptor. I think he's amazing. I take him mid all the time because it's amazing Bulba status, bringing it back. So calling out who's playing who, the semi-pros here in the Semi-Pro Cup Series has begun. This is the first game of our cast today, which is going to be a marathon in some ways of speaking. So stick around because there's going to be tons of action. So the players here are Gates on the Dire team playing the Lifestealer, the Centaur being played by Savior, Rubik being played by Kaki, Move playing the Skywrath Mage, and in the mid lane, Hora Hora playing the Razor. On the Radiant team, the solo off lane, the G6 or J6, I guess, the .to is the clan tag. Is that the same format? I think they got their format done. I've never I don't see the team tag on the end of the name that much. But yeah, J6 in the offlane on the Watermelon. The Radiant are grouped up here. Opa are just protecting their jungle, making sure that nothing bad happens. I suppose they want to kind of jungle, but I don't know. They're not really a jungling team, so it's just interesting. I guess maybe they thought that they could maybe fight. But we're going on who's playing who. Pikachu on the Ember Spirit Disruptor being played by Furious French Fry. Props, bro, for the Disruptor pick. Good luck. Club Klube playing the Morphling, and Vapor playing the Shadow Shaman. So yeah, pretty defensive tri-lanes here in the first game.
Klube. It's pretty legit. Yeah, both teams actually protecting their jungles really early, hoping not to like catch somebody out, I guess.
Yep.
But neither of them really get it.
So now we get to think about which lanes, how is it going to go? We got the solo off lane tanky heroes, Centaur and Tidehunter, in the both off lanes respectively. And looking at the kill potential, Disruptor is really, really good against most off lanes because of his glimpse. You can't run away from it unless you're really, really tanky. He beats most escape abilities. But when you're tanky, you might just be able to like get through it. But then again, this is a Morphling who is a ranged hero and has a movement ability and has a nuke on the movement ability. So I think that it's going to be tough for the Centaur if the supports from the Radiant play well. We'll see. None of the camps are blocked in both of the lanes because of the protection from both. So it's not like it's going to be completely out of the cards for the supports to be able to pull the lane back and make it hard for the off lanes.
Yeah, so Razor just like dominating middle here. Like he's linked to Ember Spirit twice now, and this Ember Spirit just has to run away both times. Hasn't got any CS to his name. I guess he has one like right off the bat, but other than that one, not going super well for him. And I don't expect it to.
Watch the map because I got to turn up the audio in my game because it's not that high.
Well, not a lot of stuff is happening. Morphling's blocking, and the supports for the Radiant team are just hanging out in the jungle, not really sure what they're doing. They're just kind of like, we'll wait here. What is the courier bringing
There we
them?
go. That's a little better. Cool. We got in-game sounds. Did you mute co-casters?
Yes,
Cool.
I always have co-casters muted.
Oh yeah, I had to undo that for a little bit and before. Right on. So let's see. Oh yeah, there's another thing I saw. Ping the map when something happens somewhere else in the map, like that I don't see. That's pretty.
There's a
nice.
centaur there.
Oh, look at that. There's a centaur. He's got 4 legs.
Double the legs of most heroes. Quadruple the legs of Morphling.
Big strat, too strong. Called out by Bruno. Bruno the Prophet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd reference him as such.
Yeah, but so both these defensive tri lanes are super powerful. These off lanes are going to be so just tough. There's no CS on the Tidehunter, and the Centaur has at least 2 CS, but it's still not much, and he's basically spending his time rune controlling now. And so this is how this is going to go now. Which team is going to benefit from this like dominating of the safe lanes more, do you think? The Morphling or the Lifestealer?
Morphling. I would bet Morphling.
Yeah.
Like, Lifestealer's going to have a hard time here because he probably can't catch Morphling. He probably can't catch Ember Spirit. He can catch feasibly like anyone else, but it's not important that he catches those people, more or less.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you can't have like all of it rely on everybody else. Like, you're the carry. You need to be able to kill their carry, and he doesn't really have that ability.
Smokes coming out from the supports on the defensive lane. Disruptor and Shadow Shaman looking for first blood here on the Razor. Can GSQ actually see this happening? They are waiting here. They're not looking to go up right now. The lane is pretty balanced in the middle, but it's going to push towards Team Opa, and this is going to be good for their gank here, but the smoke's running out soon, so they're going to have to make their move. They're going to have to go for it. In fact, are they going to go back on the Centaur? It's pretty interesting. The Razor was playing really, really far back, so that's well played on that part. I don't think it got seen by the observer here. Pretty sure it didn't, but who knows. First blood going the way of the top lane. The Tidehunter's really deep, and he just gets comboed by the Skywrath Mage and the Rubik, the lift, and yeah, that's a lot of slows and a lot of power coming out from that defensive tri lane. But yeah, he's just way too far out.
I'm surprised they're not pulling in the top lane. Like, they've protected. Okay, they are now, but it's almost 4 minutes in, and this is the first time they pulled. Like, they could have denied that Tide so much more experience and like brought him into a worse position earlier.
Yeah, looking at hero levels, Tidehunter as well. He's only level 2 though. Centaur has in fact got even more than that.
Centaur's 3. They pulled once, but then they immediately left, giving Centaur like more room.
Yeah. So the supports from the Team Opa. I guess I can call out. I would like to know, like, we should be able to even call out the players' names during team fights and stuff, but that's gonna be totally next level, which we should. Yeah. So let's see. Cocky and Move are smoking up here, and they're gonna go do the exact same thing from what that we saw Opa do, but hopefully theirs will be a little bit more successful. They do have a really good combo, but is their level 6 on Ember Spirit? He unfortunately has 1 level left, so he has no remnant. If they can get him into a lift, this is looking really bad. He's playing super far back, and the wave is like in his favor, but is it going to push? It looks like it's not, so this is going to be really bad. And once again, the supports are forced to turn around and actually go towards the top lane where the Opa supports are, Vapor and Furious French Fry. J6.
That's surprising.
Yeah, this is a really good placement for the Radiant supports to be considering the smoke. Are they going to actually doing this? The Tidehunter should bait this out, I feel, because the Radiant supports are here. There is no like levels on the Tidehunter, so it's not like he's very strong. I was going to say if he was more, this would be a good like addition to Opa's strategy to be in the top lane and to make something happen. But I don't think they're strong enough. Disruptor isn't good against going like offensive like that. He has no Thunder Strike, and he can just catch people out. So Centaur's done really well. He's gotten some space here in the bottom lane.
He's got to be so happy about this. He's level 5 now. He's got his Tranquil Boots. Like, he'll be level 6 soon, and maybe even capable of killing like a Morphling. Morphling probably could be safe enough to cast or morph a little bit more agility. Seems to be doing fine, like last hit wise, not quite up to Lifestealer's.
Top lane, Tidehunter is getting comboed up by the slow from everything and so much nuke damage. And that's going to be a kill going the way of Team GSQ again. Tidehunter not having a good day. Centaur, on the other hand, almost level 6.
I will say that Lifestealer's pretty good against Tidehunter, if that's the reason they picked him up. And if he can snowball hard enough, you know, maybe it can compensate for their lack of mobility on him.
Yeah.
If they're lucky.
If they're lucky. There's a hoof stomp right onto the Morphling. He was doing tons of damage with the double edge. That was actually surprisingly close. How much agility has he morphed? an okay amount. Not that much. That was actually why he lived. There's a glimpse on the static link Razor, which is gonna. He's actually hasted as well, so he's gonna see if he can take some of this damage and actually do something with it. Morphling is going on the Centaur over here and able to get a kill on the back of the Shadow Shaman, helping out. Razor wasn't in the right place at the right time, but the Plasma Field, one more right click, and that's the death of the Morphling. So that's a 1-for-1. Tidehunter, on the other hand, in the top lane, goes down at the same time.
Wow.
2-for-1 going the way of GSQ. GSQ is making their lanes actually work, and Razor static links, but unfortunately gets blocked up by the creeps, not able to do anything. And a little bit more space made for Ember Spirit now that Razor's in the other lane. Razor hasn't made the biggest impact. He did go and get that Morphling kill, which is totally worth it, but now the Ember Spirit is getting free farm. Tidehunter is back in the off lane once again. He's gonna get more and more into kill zone now that he's back in this lane. It's almost like he needs to go stack Ancients, and it's on the Radiant side, so it's not like he can make this Ancient stack very easily. It is a long path on the map as compared to the Dire side that can actually just go this direction. But the top tower going down to the Team GSQ. There's the tower first blood going away of the safe lane on GSQ.
Tide definitely had to let that tower go. He can't die again. How many times has he died now? 3? Yeah, 3 times. Like, let it go, brother. And
yeah, it's not...
Indeed.
Yeah. And it's like, you got to be able to, as an offlaner, cut your losses. They say that you want to put your life out there. You want to try to get as much as you can out of the offlane. Deny farm to the opposing carry. Get as much XP and farm for yourself as possible, even if it takes a couple deaths. But when it gets to that level, you just got to say, all right, and then now it's time to do something else. And stacking Ancients would be a version of that. Now Tier 2 getting pushed by the Dire team. They have no reason to stop right now. They're not being contested, and they have that extra advantage on Centaur Warrunner now being level 6. So they're feeling really good about their position, and they're like, why not? There is no Ravage. He's only level 4. There's a Gushish being thrown, but that's a lot of the mana. Now they're going on Shadow Shaman with the Stampede. Is definitely going to be dead. Shadow Shaman right here. Is Tidehunter going to go down as well? They already used all their CCs, so they're not going to be able to... Oh, there's the Hoof Stomp as well, though. But Infest just being used, getting pinged out. Oh, there's... Okay, so they're just... Disruptor keeping him at bay, but now this tower taking so much damage, and that's a tier 2 going the way of GSQ. This could be the snowball, the death ball that can lead to the late game and win them the game.
Yeah, it really could. I feel like they should have they've given this Ember too much room. I know they're getting towers and stuff up top, and that's good, but I feel like more effort should have gone into keeping this Ember Spirit down. All he has is Brown Boots in a bottle, but he's going to start catching up at some point. He is level 8. He'll make something happen. Yeah. Ember's a pretty strong hero, even after his slight nerf to damage.
He has more levels than he does gold, that's for sure. And here's the supports from GSQ wrapping around the Ember Spirit. He has level 6, and he's three charges, so he's not in any danger unless the Ancient Seal is going to come out, but it's only 3 seconds right now. So it's not going to be long enough for really to burst him down unless they have like the perfect strike squad. They put out some sentries, so they certainly don't see any observers. They know they're fine here, and the supports are still looking for this kill. It's going to take way out of position, though. Yeah, he's completely fine. Not even a problem. The Plasma Field's enough to draw him away, like all Plasma Fields tend to do.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going for towers now.
Yep. They don't even have a push strategy. They're just stronger. Razor right now, super strong. He just feels good. He's got his levels. He's got his static link playing against the heroes from the Radiant team, Team Opa. Centaur blowing his ult right down here on the Shadow Shaman. And he gets hexed right at the last second. But there's the slow, the concussive shot coming out from the Skywrath, and that's a death from him. Now the Ember Spirit's all by himself, but the silence isn't there, so he's going to be able to Remnant away. And Morphling still once again in the Radiant safe lane. And just trying to get... he's got an Aquila and 1,100 gold to his name.
This Morphling has to know they're coming bottom, so he needs to get out of here. But I'm surprised to see this Morphling doesn't have a lot for... Or didn't go for, like, a Midas or something since he was left alone for so long. I mean, it's definitely his favor considering that all of their lanes at this point are just getting dominated. But it is somewhat surprising. Like, he's got pretty good CS for 10 minutes in. Could have a little better, but definitely not terrible.
We're getting reports, at least from one person, that our Dota TV volumes are low, but there's not much we can do about that. We have our microphones set to about as loud as they can be, and I'm assuming that the settings in Dota TV are the only thing that can handle that? Like voice volume, right?
I'll look.
Because this is audio incoming, so voice volume, me putting that up isn't going to increase my volume, is it? This is all inbound, I believe. Let me put up voice, because there's unit speech volume, which is the actual units, and there's voice volume. I'm just going to turn this up and see what happens. Testing, blah, blah, blah. Go, French fry. So yeah, now we can go back. We're waiting on a pause from a DC on Ember Spirit, who is back now. French Fry playing the Disruptor is getting called out in chat, getting a nice little respect shout out from Boom. I'm going to shout out Inderne Hedestelle Fonmast. What a name. Inderne Hedestelle Fonmast. That's the best I can do in terms of pronouncing your name. And I think I'm pretty proud about my last execution of saying your name.
Yeah, well done, sir. Well done.
No problem with the volume. Only one caster's voice is going through. Other one is muted or something. To Bongo Man, this is Nex's voice. Can you hear me? Say yes if you can, just so we can see if it's Nex or Rankshis, who you can't hear in client.
And now we wait 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, the team GSQ completely grouped up. They are on the warpath right now. They just don't care. They're manly. They have nukes. Skywrath has rank 3 Arcane Bolt despite being a support. He feels really good. Is there 2 sets of mana boots? Yes, there is. This is the happiest day for GSQ, and that means their supports are fine, their carries have enough mana, and yeah. So what can Opa do? They have a Morphling that like needs farm, and unfortunately they can't like take head-to-head battles right now. There's no way.
They've really drafted into this problem, so...
Yeah, the level-dependent Shadow Shaman. He needs his moves. He wants his wards. Same thing with Static Storm. Are you kidding me? Static Storm can turn a fight if it's a good one. And, you know, that you need it. And so there's levels there. And the levels aren't on the supports. Morphling, given free farm, he has levels, sure. But he's died one time that stopped him a little bit. And he did get 1 kill. So he's up a good amount of gold in the last hits as well. So he's probably the most net worth if you were to take away tower gold. Despite that, but Lifestealer has a ton of money now, and he's got an armlet, so he's feeling really good. Yeah. What they can do, though, I suppose, is just try to confront towers and do the best they can. Use the tower, because they do have... Opa has good CC. They can... If they can clear the wave... Oh, wow. On the bot, or next to the hard camp here, Morphling just gets way caught out. Did not see Team GSQ as we were theory crafting about what Opa can do to win. But certainly giving away their carry is not one way to do that.
Yeah, I feel like Opa's just, like I said, drafted into this problem, and the GSQ has a 5-man like Deathball going, and they've taken towers, and they're far ahead right now. It's really hard to play against this. Tide, of course, just got level 6, so maybe they can try to do something, but even with that, it's starting to look bleak.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's Ravage there. I just think that they need to be able to get those perfect initiations. I think they can do it. Like, Ember Spirit has some good nuke damage right now. He has all of his stuff up, and in terms of levels, he doesn't have any in Flame Guard, which is... I mean, do you agree with his build here, as far as skill in this particular game?
Some people do it. Like, it's definitely pretty high damage and, like, sieging potential. And he can't, like, go out there and fight with Flame Guard anyways. Like, if he goes out into the middle of a team fight, he's going to die.
Yeah.
So, I get it, you know? Like, I can kind of go along with it.
Yeah, and the 6-second Sleight of Fist is pretty good about maybe sieging them from the tower, maybe stopping that Death Ball. I think that this might be good, and... They need the CC from the Shadow Shaman. They needs to be there. It needs to be like a full duration shackle on like a pre-raged Lifestealer or something like that. There needs to be a good Ravaged initiation to set that up. And now there's the Morphling Replicate to maybe bait out something. Maybe they can get some cooldowns from this, because it is because the Dire team GSQ wants to go on Tidehunter first. He's kind of baiting it out way too far. There's the lift, but he was just standing there. There's the silence, though. They're actually getting something, but unfortunately they didn't get any ultimates out of that.
Yeah. It was a good idea.
Yeah, like, no, I think that's exactly how you use Rep Fit in this environment. Now, he's going in. Lifestealer is now raged. There's the Ravage, but unfortunately, Lifestealer was already raged. Now the Centaur goes in, gets a huge hoof stomp, and the stolen Ravage from the Rubik. Are you kidding me? Morphling trying to get out of there, and he's going to get away, but he's the only one left on Team Opa, and that's a huge fight going the way of GSQ. Clearly, they're dominating, but not only that, their skill showed that they had the perfect initiation there. Well played, GSQ.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good. We'll just say that. Not looking good. Maybe Team Oppo will be able to like defend from the high ground here with Ember Spirit, and just hope that they can eventually get enough money to like fight against the enemy team or the Dire team, and
Team who?
One day turn it around. Team QSG. Pretty sure. Is that
Wait.
Is that what it is?
When you said that, I thought I was saying it wrong. I'm like, crap, I've been saying GSQ, and then I looked at it, and you were wrong.
Oh,
Take
jokes, everybody.
Shots. So fired. Yeah. No, totally. The mech is just doing so much work on the Razor. So, I mean, yeah, they're 5-man. Now that mech is hitting 5 targets. It's just so good. This is how you get a core that can use a mech, and that's why Razor just fits so well in this meta right now and is just so well against most of the heroes because he's just going to build that mech, and you 5-man, and now the heal goes that much farther. The effective health when it's a 5-man mech is that much better, and yeah, so good. So I wonder how Ice Frog is really going to change it. I mean, I don't really see a problem with this meta so much, I guess, but I don't know. I guess that's a really deeper topic. It's what do you do? What is the problem with this meta, and how do you fix it?
I don't know. I've listened to a couple like pro player interview type things, and they're excited for changes to come. But like you said, I don't know what you do specifically, like to Razor, who seems to have no counter in the middle lane at the moment. Like even against like a Viper, who's a really like strong mid hero, like Razors usually seem to come out on top. So
yeah,
what do you do? Like hurt static link, hurt unstable current, hurt plasma field, hurt his int game, like.
Well, going even deeper, is the problem that it's too easy to get an early advantage and make it so that it's unpunishable? Meaning, like, is it too hard to stop the snowball right now?
For sure. Like, a lot of games, specifically within this meta, are, like, one-sided the whole way throughout the game, and there's no comeback. Like, you saw it at TI. Like, one team would get ahead, let's say, 2 minutes into the game, and that team won, like, every time. And,
yeah.
Sorry, everybody, but Team GSQ picking up the Aegis on Lifestealer.
I had my camera on it.
Yeah, okay. Well, just figured we should call it out.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like, there's no comeback mechanic, like, into this game. Even if the other team could have gone out and got that Aegis, then the person holding the Aegis would have died, and then come back and died again, and then how much did that really help? So, yeah, it feels like there's no comeback mechanic, and once you get ahead a little bit, you start going.
Yeah, and so I don't know if it just the strength from some way to balance that. I don't really know what it is, but now the GSQ team, which we still don't know what the acronym actually stands for, Galaxy Squad Quality, Galaxy Squad. I don't know many Q words, to be honest. What is a Q word?
Quaalude.
Is Quaalude a word?
Yeah.
What is the definition of that?
A Quaalude.
Oh, Ember Spirit's going on. We're going to stop this topic. It's not important as Ember Spirit gets blown up from the Radiant team. Team Opa is not looking good. Ravage is blown, but it didn't do anything as the rest of the Radiant team and Rubik had the steal once again. Kaki Heart doing so much work here on the Rubik. This is what a Rubik's supposed to look like. Opa, Dendi. But unfortunately, it's Team Opa that's actually going down here. And GG's being called the first game ending the way of GSQ here in the Semi-Pro Cup Series Game 1, casted at Next Level Dota by Nex and Rankshis. Stay tuned, we're going to have more games, and we're just going to kind of chill and be on stream talking about random things in between games.
Well, we can start with Quaalude. You know, like, I don't know if Quaaludes are an appropriate topic for people who are listening on stream, if I'm gonna be
you don't know that.
Honest.
Maybe we've enticed them so much now.
It's a drug. It's like a depressant of some sort. What is the technical? I'm gonna look up what the technical